to make the first steps with a woman. In this video, I'm going to give you the step-by-step on typically how you're going to make the first steps with a woman in order to ignite attraction, get her to like you, and actually get her to continue to converse with you, want to go out on dates with you, and maybe explore other things with you as well. And so let's first dive into the first topic and how we're going to make those steps in pursuing a woman. So number one is being intentional about you pursuing her. What do I mean by this? Well, being intentional by you pursuing her is actually meaning you showing her that you are interested in her. We don't have to outright say, oh my gosh, I like you, I want to date you, I want to do all these things to you. No, guys, this is not what we're going to do. But being intentional shows a lot of masculine qualities in a man, and women actually like this. But many men are frightened by it because they think that they're going to be perceived as needy, which is actually not true. If you are comfortable within yourself, you can always be intentional. So some ways that you can be intentional in the first times that you're making the first steps with a woman, let's talk about asking for the phone number. Listen, I love this conversation. I liked how you and I conversed, and I liked getting to know you, and I want to kind of get to know you more. You mind if I ask you for your number, and I would love to take you out to dinner? Now you're showing her that you're intentional. You're showing her you are interested in her besides just a friendship. Let's say that you're on a date. You can do something similar, saying, you know, this has been a great conversation. I'm really enjoying this date so far, and I find it really attractive that you are family oriented, or I find it really attractive that you love pursuing your dreams. This is about showing intention, dropping it in from here and there. You don't want to overdo it, but you want to be intentional and hold that capacity in your masculine and say, I'm going to show this woman I'm interested, and I'm not ashamed of showing her I'm interested. Where men go wrong is when they get creepy and they do things that are kind of outside of the box and say, you look sexy, or I would like to take you home with me, or some things that are just kind of off the wall. And also too, body language and tonality is so important. I remember a client telling me that he went up to a woman and a woman gave him feedback, and she said, I would have given you my number, but I got kind of creeped out because you were staring at my chest the whole time. Guys, remember that women will always pick up on your body cues because safety is our number one thing. So we look at all of our surroundings all the time. Now, the second step is having emotional building conversations. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable and sharing personal experience and emotions can help build a deeper connection with her. It shows her that you trust her enough to open up, and it can also help to create a more meaningful relationship. And so whenever we go have more meaningful relationships, it's because we're more in flow with these conversations. Sometimes we think that we have to ask more questions and get to know each other and just like have this tennis match of Q&As on a date. It doesn't work like that. I want you to believe it like this. Emotional building conversations are meant for you to stay in flow. What does flow mean? Flow means how many topics can we cover within this one specific scenario that she is explaining. Let's say that she's talking about traveling and that she loves yoga and she just had this amazing retreat experience, and maybe you've gone to retreats. You're going to share the same experiences with her. You're going to find commonalities. You're going to ask her a little bit about the retreat. What did she like most about the retreat? Maybe share some of your experiences about the retreat. What was some breakthroughs she had? Just stay in the flow in the conversation as much as you can. What I've seen many men do is they don't know how to build emotional conversations, and they're in their head saying, what do I ask her yet that I can build emotional conversation? The one's talking about having yoga and traveling, and then he's like, do you have any sisters or brothers? And he goes so off of the topic. That is not emotional building conversations. Emotion building conversations is allowing yourself to be present and just continue to flow and having the mindset to see, let me see what this woman is all about. Number three is have a sense of humor. Humor can be a great way to lighten the mood and create a fun and relaxing atmosphere. Don't be afraid to joke around and have some fun together. This is so important when it comes to banter, when it comes to flirting, and so much more. If you want to sign up for flirting and want to get better at banter, I'm going to put a link below. I have my How to Flirt Method program, which gives a lot of men amazing results when it comes to flirting. And that can be yours because this program has given so many men results when it comes to flirting and bantering and really understanding and deciphering the two. I'll also put some videos on banter and flirting on the Watch Next playlist if you haven't watched any of those videos yet. Number four is take some time to know her. Ask her the questions and control your dopamine of emotions when you're highly attracted to a woman. Don't just base your chemistry off of this is something you have to make work because you guys made out and it feels amazing and you have such high chemistry. Make sure you also invest in someone based on how much they invest in you too. This is significantly important, guys. And if you're new to this channel, this is something I've always talked about since day one of my channel. Men have standards for the women they date. They must. And that's what I teach these men. And if this is your first time visiting, I welcome you to click that subscribe button, comment below, and tell me it's your first time so I can welcome you as well. And subscribe or share this video with a friend, as I love creating content for my guys in my community. And for all of you guys that are already known subscribers, I just want to say thank you for being here with me. All right, now let's get into number 5. When it comes to texting a woman you're interested in, it is important to strike a balance between being consistent and not overwhelming her with too much communication. Too many texts can come across as needy or pushy and may be a strain on the relationship before it has even had a chance to develop. On the other hand, not texting her enough may make her feel ignored or important to you. A good rule of thumb is to text her enough to keep this conversation going, but not so much that you become a constant distraction in her day. The frequency of texting can vary depending on the stage of the relationship and how invested you both are. But in the beginning, it's okay to start with an occasional daily text and gradually increasing as a relationship progresses. Of course, we're not going to text all day, every day. It's also important to make sure that your texts lead to something, whether it's planning your next date, setting up a phone call, or just keeping the conversation going just a little bit. The goal is to build connection with her and make her feel interested and excited about you. Remember, the purpose of texting is to build and maintain a tune-up of a relationship, not to get to know a woman through texting, not to just text all day, every day. And it's not just there to pass time. Texting is there to building some enticing desire, to flirt a little bit, to say, hey, cutie, was thinking about you today, having a conversation, and then ending it throughout your day. Not doing it all day, every day. Maybe a good morning text every once in a while, good night text every once in a while, and see if she follows your lead as well. That's a great test for a woman because women who are interested will do this. Number 6 is show intent in flirting, just like I was talking about when it comes to bantering and having some humor. Now, showing intent with a woman is like I was talking about in number 1, but can be challenging for some men who are afraid of being too forward or getting rejected. So it's important to learn how to express your interest in a confident and effective manner with a woman. You can choose to approach a woman directly and make your interest clear, such as by saying, excuse me, you're beautiful. You caught my eye and I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Ben. Or on the date, you can say something like, I'm happy I'm on the date with you. You are not only absolutely beautiful, but I also love the conversation we're having. Alternatively, you can also start off with an indirect or casual approach and then generally convey your intent through your words, attention, touch, body language, and your small gaze. The key is not to be afraid to let the woman know that you're interested in her. If you lack sexuality, men, and confidence in yourself, it's likely that you won't receive any sexual interest from women in return. One effective way to show more intent and sexuality with women is through good banter and owning your own sexuality and knowing it, as it allows you to express your interest in a very authentic and a humorous way, but a low-risk manner way because it's something that you've already embraced. It's your authentic self. A woman will look at you as someone who embraces humor, owns a sexuality, but at the same time, this frames you as a confident man who isn't afraid to go after what he wants. And that provides a lot of masculine qualities to a woman. If you are having a hard time with your masculine energy, embracing your sexuality and everything, this is something I go through and I literally detox with my men to unravel why and really heal this part of them so they can embrace their own sexuality and authenticity. And this is in my 3-month transformational program. My 3-month transformational program is a group coaching program with men that have gotten transformational results, weddings, engagements, relationships, everything you can think of. You can book a call right below. It's completely free and see if you're a good fit to work with me for 3 months in my program. Now let's get into number 7. Going in for the kiss when you're both ready. This is the next step. Building the tension when setting the tone for a first kiss. It's important to create a comfortable but yet intimate atmosphere. You can start by spending time alone with the person and engaging in activities that allow for physical proximity and connection. This can be as simple as holding hands, giving a hug, or standing close to each other while talking. You can also establish eye contact and engage in like the flirtatious behavior I've been talking about, playful banter, to create lighthearted, fun vibes, but also the emotional connection and emotional conversations will allow you to build trust. In addition, personal cues such as touch can also help set the tone for the first kiss. For example, you can gently touch the person's arm or her shoulder while talking or leaning in close to them. It's important to pay attention to their body language and see how she responds to your physical touch, as this can give you a clear indication of whether or not she is comfortable with the level of intimacy at that moment. Finally, when getting the tone for a first kiss, it's important to listen to your intuition and be aware of the other person's signals if they seem nervous or uncomfortable. It's best to slow down or step back. If they are relaxed and open, you may be able to move forward with the kiss. One of the kisses that I've talked about, I think 4 years ago on my YouTube channel that got a lot of views on this video, and I'll link it up here on the cards. One of the kisses that you can do that is by far a game changer. I never really tell men to ask a woman if they can kiss her because I feel like if you're able to set the tone in the environment, it's okay to lead in with a kiss, especially if she's reciprocating and she's responding. One of the things is, let's say that you guys have already gotten physical. By this time, you should have before you even go into the kiss. Never kiss a woman if she has never been at least physical with you by holding your hands or even giving you a hug. Let's say that you both embrace each other and you're hugging her. Well, you're hugging her like this and you're in the moment. What you're gonna do is you're just not gonna let her go, but you're gonna look at her and you're gonna kiss her forehead and then you're gonna lock eyes with her. If she continues to look at you, then you can go in for the kiss. But if she looks at you and she's like shying away, pushing away, that means she's not ready for the kiss. I tell every man like that to use this move. It works like gold on the dates. Now let's go into the next one. Number 8 is know what you are looking for in a woman. This is probably so important. Not probably, it is. Because you have to know what type of qualities that you look for in a woman and how you want to feel with a woman. What type of values does she adhere to in your life and in her life as well? What are her beliefs? What are your beliefs? What are the things that are important to you and what are important to her? And what type of communication style does she have? Huh, guys? Right? How many of you have actually thought, how do I want a woman to actually communicate with me? Right? Because that becomes a man with standards. You become a man with standards. And the more clearer you get with the type of women you want, you will start attracting those and you will stop spending time with the ones that aren't meant for you. And so many men don't have standards for the women they date. And when you don't have standards for the women you date, it's basically like you'll take anything with a beautiful face. Well, yes, it's great to have a beautiful woman, but there's gonna be plenty of beautiful women that will actually give you healthy, loving, secure relationships that you're looking for. But you must embody this within yourself first, because in order to receive it, you must be it, because if you're not it, you will never see it. Remember that, guys. So if this is your first time visiting this channel, I welcome you to click the subscribe button, comment below, and watch this next video right over here. This next video I have right over here is especially made for you. If you enjoyed this video, I'm talking about the science of love. I'm giving you the psychology of attraction and how to use this to advance in your dating life. This is something that you have never seen on YouTube, never probably seen anywhere else, and I really dive into this. So go ahead and watch that video. And remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.